I like to mix things up, so we're here in my home kitchen for this special Christmas episode because we know the holidays can be so damn stressful. Then as we're setting up for the podcast, barking dogs, the doorbell's ringing, tree trimmers outside. Yeah, and I guess that's just really what the holidays are all about. Chaos and a lot going on. But hey, we have champagne.
So because the holidays can just be so freaking stressful sometimes, and for some of us, I'm here in my home kitchen. I love my home kitchen. I love cooking for friends. And I'm here today with my friend and show producer, podcast producer, Mari.
Hi.
Hi. So
we're back together again.
In front
of the camera, which...
And we're going to do a little drinking.
Woo! I'm drinking coffee.
Well, you could drink coffee, but I will pour you just a little sparkling. Did you guys all hear that great
That was beautiful.
Pop?
But it freaks me out too, the pop. I'm like...
Oh, do you think I was going to hit you in the eye?
Yes.
Well, I was aiming for your eye.
I have this thing about my eyes. And so, anyway.
She has this thing for her eyes. Well, here, cheers. Just a little quick. You could cheers with coffee. I don't care. Be that person.
Peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure my ass. Okay.
Merry Christmas. Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And you know what I thought would be so fun? Because we always talk about being at the table and gathering. And I've noticed from some of the podcasts that we've done that, well, I've been reflecting. It's the holidays and I'm freaking reflecting on what it really means to be at the table, right? And this is part of that. It could be one person, it could be 20 people, but I really love to share food. Go figure. You know this about me. And I thought, oh man, it's also just so bloody expensive right now for food. Like that's not lost on me. Is that
absolutely
right?
It's crazy. I know.
It's totally crazy. So I'm going to take my rings off and do a little cooking while we're sitting here.
That's why I'm here. I'm here for the food.
She's only here for the food, quite honestly.
When Leah said, come over, I'm like, okay, are you cooking? Yeah, I'll be there.
I am cooking. But it's this, I really tune in and I listen to a lot of the guests that come in to eat and also family, and the conversation is really around, it's expensive. What should we do for the holidays? Because it's expensive. So I thought, you know what? I like to share a few things that are easy to make. Like from my Sicilian roots, Southern Italian, my grandmother, my Nonna, was all about upcycling, which I thought was so gross when I was younger, right? I'm like, ew, she's going to make that peasant food for my friends, right? But yet now, it's like, it is my roots. Yeah. I love it. And making, let's say Christmas, right around, the Christmas morning or the day before or after, I love to just kind of look through everything I've been cooking, right? Because you're making all this food for your family.
Yeah.
And you have all these bits and pieces, all these leftovers.
There's so many leftovers from all the different meals, right? So, yeah.
Are you not even gonna ask me what I'm doing? You're just looking at all of it.
I'm just looking at all of this and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what's gonna appear.
Okay.
I know you're so creative. You work your magic with you just pull stuff out of the refrigerator that all of us have.
I thought she was going to say, just pull stuff out of your ass. I'm like, well, that's really not pleasant for any kind of a holiday meal.
That too, but you're really good about just piecing together some ingredients.
All right, well, we are piecing some ingredients. So there's a strata. So it's like a frittata. It's like an egg bake. Everybody has their version from, the South to Italy to France, right? Like there's a version of these egg bakes. So I'm doing a strata, which is kind of an older...
Is it like a focaccia?
It is. This is focaccia bread.
Oh my God.
And it's leftover. And I was looking for things as I was at Eat. And I thought, we have all this focaccia. We have some radicchio. I love Calabrian chili.
What is that?
It's Calabrian chili. So it's chilies broken down into this yummy paste. You can smell it too.
Oh my gosh. Right? And so what, do you make that or you buy that?
I didn't make it. This so I bought.
You could buy it.
And I don't know if you've noticed, but it's like on every menu now. And this is something that I grew up with that I hated. as a kid. Don't you have something like that you remember from your childhood that you hated that would always be on the table and you're like, why is this here?
Oh, and pretty much everything. I was so picky when I was little.
Were you a picky eater?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then one day, I was just telling the story the other day to somebody, like I was so picky, like I couldn't eat really anything. And then one day, like I literally woke up and was like craving like mustard, anything with mustard and
Wait, when you were
mushrooms.
little?
Yes. And then mushrooms and then all this stuff. And then my palate just expanded. But it was literally, I woke up one morning.
That's a trip because kids don't like dream about mustard and mushrooms, Mari.
I know.
Although those are all M's. Are
Maybe
you like,
I
what's
fell
going
in my
on
head
here?
or something.
Mushroom, mustard, Mari? I'm sorry.
I don't know.
But it is interesting when that happens, right, with our palate, because I couldn't stand half the stuff my mom or my nonna would make. And I used to very slyly, because my mom had this thing with liver and onions.
Yeah.
Like, what is up with that?
I have a horrible
and I would like
memory
chew
of
it
that.
up, spit it out slightly, put it in my hand and throw it on the table and then offer to go do the dishes.
That was a thing back then, liver and onions. Like
I think because it was cheaper cuts, and that's kind of where we are right now.
You don't see that today though. Like I've never have gone to someone's house and they've said, I'm having liver and onions.
Serve liver and onions, yummy.
It's just not a thing anymore.
Well, I think that cheaper cuts and upcycling food is a thing right now. I personally advocate for it. That's something that we do at Eat. We don't waste food. And one of the things that is important to me is to share this, to share it with the next generation, to share it with our community, and to share it with friends. It's like, so this strata is eggs, it's cream. It's a little bit of mascarpone. My grandmother loved that creaminess in an egg bake. And then I pulled in some Spanish sheep's-based cheese that has a little quince in it. It has like quince, so and you can see the orange in there. You could smell it too.
Oh my God.
And then I'm going to put Calabrian chili, some chopped bacon, some shallots. And we're just going to put it in one pan. So it's super, super fast.
Okay.
And it's really delicious. You can make it with gluten-free bread. You can make it with grain-free bread. You don't have to use bread, and then you get more of a frittata. But I do love the bread because how it really fills you up. It's just so savory and delicious.
So would you eat this for breakfast, or is it like a
breakfast, lunch, dinner, sister?
Really? Oh my God.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
This looks so good.
And honestly, at the holidays, I think it's just such a great one pan, and it holds up in the refrigerator for a couple of days. Now, if you want to take it one step further, you could take this and instead of baking it, I'm just going to bake it in my cast iron pan, but you can bake it in the casserole. And my grandmother used to slice it and fry it.
Ooh.
Right? And then put it with a little bit of maple syrup. And she did the maple syrup because then it became this beautiful, sweet, kind of like a French toast.
Wait, would she put the maple syrup in the pan or just drizzle it on
this
top?
This is days later.
Oh.
This is days after the strata. Giovanna, man, she would take it and slice it up and like treat it like French toast.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wow. So anyway, so that's what we're doing.
I can't wait.
All right. So I'm gonna walk you through it.
Okay.
All right. So you have your eggs.
So how many eggs you have in there?
So this is a 10-inch pan. So for a 10-inch pan, because the bread's going to fill a lot of the space, I'm going to use, depending on the size of the egg, I'm going to use between 9 to 12.
Okay.
All right. And I think in this bowl, we have 9 eggs. And again, remember, like that bread's going to fill so much of the space. And this is so freaking delicious. The thing with stratas is stratas have milk, right? So milk, and like it's great to like soak your bread in the milk if you want beforehand. Right. I don't do that. I just throw it all in the pan. And so I start with my eggs, mix them up, put a little bit of good salt.
Yeah.
And then I like heavy cream in a strata. I'm just going to add that all together. I'm going to take this, I don't have a spoon here. I use my knife. Look at that. And this is...
Did you just say poon?
Did I say what spoon? No. But look at that. You got to tell. I don't know. I love mascarpone. Right, little bite.
I don't even know what.
Careful with the knife.
Okay, I just don't even know what it.
Oh my gosh! So that beautiful mascarpone, ricotta, mascarpone, it's cream like cheese, creme fraiche, right?
Yeah.
Just all those yummy, thick, creamy sour cream, right? And just give it a little mix, and then I don't know. I'm going to put more in there because that's just who I am. And it is the holidays. And, I want to talk about that. I think that it's really interesting that at the holidays, we feel like we have to be and do so much.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
We feel like we have to be perfect and put on the perfect spread. And I want to encourage everyone. I want to encourage you, girl. I crack myself up sometimes. And just the stuff that comes out of my mouth, I just have to stop and go, what even are you? But I want to encourage everyone to upcycle and maybe, make things ahead of time and use inexpensive cuts of meat and low temperature and slow cooking. And it's easier, right? And the food is so much better, I think. It's hearty, it's delicious, it's kind of like this.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy the holidays, simply for the fact that it's, revolves around food. It's about spending time together and family. That's what I look forward to. What I don't look forward to is just the stress of shopping and getting, going to the grocery store and fighting the crowds and finding a parking space. And, it's just all those things that at the end of the day, I'm just like coming home and it's just like, I'm not in a good mood. And I don't want that anymore.
Then don't have it.
I know. And it's a decision that I just have to make and just do. And that's what I'm doing this year.
I think I think that this time of year can so be about that if we let it.
Right.
And it's interesting, as a woman in my late 50s now, and how we evolve and how we grow and the things that we allow into our lives, the things we accept, or the behaviors that we allow,
right,
or we feel like we have to constantly keep up in that rat race. I say no.
Yeah.
I say absolutely not this holiday season. Slow down. Let it be nurturing for you. And then everyone else around you will just feel that. Right?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm so like you say, I think it's also the time of our lives where we are today that, I went through the perfect holidays, the tree and all the pretty wrapping and just the making it into this magical thing for my kids. And, at the end of the day,
special, though.
It totally is special. Absolutely. But then, the kids grow up, they're now adults, and they kind of still want a little bit of that.
Well, because that's home, right?
It is. It reminds them of that. It takes them back to when they were little, right? And now my boys are in their 20s, and this year they're like, we want a tree. And I'm like, oh, really?
Because then I have to be the one who cleans it up.
Exactly.
Sets it out.
Decorate it, and then I have to take it down. I have to walk, all the things. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's just, it's about family. It's about being together and the traditions that you've made through the years.
That we created. Right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
All right. So I've buttered this pan really well and just pour it all in there. Right? Look at that. Well, get all that good stuff in there. And then I want to move this of that around though too, because I don't want it to be clumpy.
How do you say, what is it? Mascarpone. It's sort of, it's not like blended. It's just sort of.
No, it doesn't have to be. You can also like one of my other favorite things, you can do like a camembert or even a gorgonzola. You can, the great thing about strata, like it rises and it puffs up so well. It's beautiful. You could also do it in kind of a casserole, a round casserole dish as if you're doing a souffle.
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely, these things need lots of cheese. They have to, that smile. They have to have lots of cheese, you guys.
Oh my God. The more cheese, the better.
Yeah. So that creaminess, that layer of fat just mixes with the proteins and, and the eggs so well. And this is definitely a decadent dish. And then for those spicy people in your life, just a little bit of the Calabrian chili. And I like to put it in some chunks, right? Because I want to get that flavor. I don't want to blend this fully in here, which is why I'm doing it this way. It's kind of how I'm going to do all of the ingredients. I'm just going to piece them in here. What do you think about that?
It looks beautiful already.
Yeah. Well, you're beautiful.
Oh my God.
Right? All of that.
Yum.
So tell me, you're going to get a tree. You're
So I'm gonna
spending
get a
Christmas
tree.
in Palm Springs.
Yep. Gonna
with the boys.
spend Christmas in Palm Springs with the boys. I'm gonna make this.
Am I making your eyes cry right now? So this is a shallot.
I'm gonna make this. I think they'll like it.
I think they
but
will.
I'm gonna do it gluten-free because we really are trying to go the gluten-free route.
Absolutely. Hey, I
am one of those, right?
chunks of paleo bread in here.
And they're like, anybody have any dietary, like me? Not necessarily, is it an issue, but I'm just choosing.
But I get asked often with anything like this. It's like, okay, well, the gluten-free bread's just going to dissipate it. No. You put it in at the end, push it down, which you'll see. I'll show you. But I have done this with paleo bread, which is that almond-based bread, and it can just fall apart, right?
Yeah, it gets mushy.
Well, the thing is that like this is pretty stale already. It's pretty hard.
So that's the key, right? Is to get like
it really is
stale bread.
And it's kind of the whole point of what we're doing. We're not, using a lot of perfect ingredients.
Right.
I think so many people are concerned about that too. And just because something is ugly in the supermarket,
right,
or bruised up, so what? Just cut around it. Like food doesn't have to be beautiful to enjoy it, right? It can be on its way out. So with the paleo bread, I would cut it into big chunks, maybe put a little olive oil on it, and I would toast it and get it nice and dry, and then I would put it in here.
Put it in.
Yeah, but I just added some shallot.
Okay.
So if garlic and onion had a baby, it would be a shallot. That's
right.
What I tell my cooks are always like, I don't understand the flavor profile of a shallot. There you go.
But did I see you put bacon in there?
Well,
or you haven't
just see the bacon.
Oh, okay. I can see it and smell it, and I'm like, bacon.
This is like already cooked bacon that I had in the fridge because I prep for myself. I constantly, not constantly, but I like to have dishes in the fridge because I'm always on the go and I'm super busy. And the holiday season, man,
right?
It is okay. It's a bit of a tough one for me. I'm going to be honest. I lost my sister Christmas last year.
Oh,
and
that's tough.
It is tough, right? And I like to be prepared during a busy season, and especially when it's even like a little bit emotional. It's nice to be fed well.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important that we feed ourselves well.
Mm-hmm.
So all that to say, the bacon was in the fridge for one of my paleo dishes. And I just started to pull stuff out this morning before you came over. I'm like, oh, that bacon has to be used. I have a little bit of radicchio that's on its way out.
Wow.
And I love that little bit of bitterness from radicchio with the sweetness that a shallot and mascarpone cheese will give.
Yep.
And I do think about it. It's not like I'm just going to throw anything in here. I'm like, oh, okay, we've got a little bit of spice from that Calabrian chili. We got a little bit of bitterness from the radicchio. This is like my family now. I just have to stop. A little bit of bitter.
Yeah, you're describing. Yeah.
A little bit of spice. A little bit of sweetness. A little bit of loud. But it's all right here in this pan. And that's
a great way to describe it.
It is. And I even cut these cherry tomatoes up, and now I'm like, I don't want to put those in here after everything I described. I think this will be perfect.
And you're not even using a lot of radicchio.
No, I'm not. So this is a thing too with the herbs and radicchio. I'm just going to share this real quick, even though this is a podcast and not a cooking show, but roll it up.
Yep.
Like a cigar.
Oh yeah.
And then just cut it into ribbons or a chiffonade. Just go all the way down. And then you can take that. It's like little ribbons in your strata. Right. Then you're going to tear your bread. Right. And you're just going to chunk it up and put it in here. You can also cut it if you want it more uniform. You do you. I always tell everybody, hey, man, you definitely create something that works for you that you love. Yeah. There you go.
That looks
amazing. You can do more. You can do less. You definitely want to push the bread in, though. You want to make sure that it's all soaked up. And it's going to also elevate the height of this.
It'll puff up.
Yeah. And you could do more or you could do less. It's just like whatever works for you, or, how much bread you want in here, right?
Oh my God, I love that.
Do you love that?
Oh, I do love it.
Oh my gosh. It's beautiful. All right, and I'm gonna add a little parsley to the top here, and it's sticking to my hands. That's awesome. Definitely don't lick your fingers, Mari.
Okay. I won't lick your fingers.
No, don't. Definitely don't. But that's it.
Wow.
I know, right? It's so pretty. Should we just put it in the oven?
Put it in the oven. I'm so excited. I can't wait to eat it. I get to eat it, right?
Into this
I'm not
turbo
here
oven.
just to watch you cook. I'm here to actually eat.
All right.
Yum.
That's it.
Wow. Amazing. So it's interesting though, too, you know, with you having Eat, your restaurant. So like, what do you do with all the extra stuff at the end of the day? Do you like, I mean, I'm assuming you have like a lot of like leftover.
We throw it all away.
I know you don't. So what do you do with it? Or do you just try to recreate a meal the next day?
No, we upcycle. We then, and I know you say that word around food and it can be alarming for some.
Yeah.
And I get that, but let's understand what we mean by that. What we mean by upcycling is taking a bruised ingredient, something that maybe just doesn't look as hot, right? And we cut everything up and we either make a soup or we make stock or we make a casserole, we make shepherd's pie. We have made veggie patties and burgers out of upcycled, these tomatoes are just looking a little like not so gorgeous and perfect that sit as a garnish on top of the bowl or get sliced and go into a sandwich, right? So we're constantly thinking about that because it is harder than ever to be in business for a restaurateur. It just is.
Yeah.
I think COVID was easier. The downturn economy was easier than what's happening right now. And also it's not lost on me that our guests feel the same way. You know, like, wow, that's a $20 sandwich. That's expensive. I'm like, yeah, but you are worth it. These good ingredients. So if we can bring costs down by doing things like this strata and selling that for $12 to $15 as a plate with a salad or soup rather than, you know, $22, $25 for a plate. Yeah. So yeah, we upcycle all day long.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, and then I'm assuming because with the economy the way it is right now, things must be a little bit slower.
Oh,
The same or the like what's the climate out there right now?
you know, I was talking to a buddy of mine in food around this, Chef Dylan, who was on the podcast not that long ago. And what a lot of us are seeing is definitely a dip in the everyday foot traffic. But then we're seeing events and parties and to-go food spike. Like our Thanksgiving program was the biggest program that we've had in 20 years.
Wow.
But yet then foot traffic is down. And a lot of us feel that we're working harder. And what I mean by that is like more hours. It's like you're tag teaming each other to make all these different things happen that are more of an experience and not just going to a restaurant and having a sandwich.
Right.
You know, that we're working on that conviviality and what that conviviality means at the table. So,
and then how does that play into with it being the holidays, like on top of everything else? Like, is it like, I mean, I would assume during the holidays.
Mari, the holidays just make me drink. So and your glass is still full. Mine was empty. So that is what that is. No, how does that play into the holidays? I don't know, man. I think we just all think too much about all of this. I really do. To me, the holidays is the same time as any other time of the year. And I've made it that way for me because of emotional like attachments, right? Mm-hmm. And to like what I really want to do is I want to slow down for just a minute and enjoy with family or good friends,
right?
Which is why I was like, hey, come over. Let's do this. Let's do this at my house.
I mean, just me personally, I think I've switched to cooking more at home versus going out. I mean, partially it's, you know, just things are more expensive,
it feels good.
The economy, but more than anything, it's about just being at home and being with family. Mm-hmm. Like my two boys are everything to me. And so being able to just hang out with them and we just cook and laugh and, you know, whatever.
But if that's what we get right now out of what's happening in our nation and economically and tariffs and all that stuff. If that's what you're getting out of it, well, that's freaking beautiful because it means that we're slowing down, like we're backing up, we're taking a beat, and we create a different pace. We really create a meaningful life pace for ourselves.
Absolutely. And it's interesting that you say that because it almost feels like because of the way things are, we're being almost forced to slow down. We're being put into a position where we are now looking at things differently.
I totally
We're looking in the
disagree with you.
refrigerator differently.
I agree and disagree. I'm going to totally interrupt you on that because I don't like to talk politics, but I'm just going to put out there that I think that what's happening around the world is really meant to cause havoc, to be honest. And I'm going to talk about what's happening with small farmers, farmland, water rights, what's being sprayed on our food, and then all the other crap. So I think that's meant to cause chaos, but you're not getting that, which is really beautiful. Like if we can have that conversation that, oh, actually, no, this isn't working. I'm not going to allow it, right? You were talking about Mel Robbins, right? Like, let it just be. Let those, hey, if your kid wants to throw a tantrum, walk away. Don't take a person, whatever that is for you. But that's kind of how I feel right now. I'm going to let this all be chaos and crazy. Fine. But I'm going to behave differently in this season of what's happening in our world, but also in my life. And I'm going to, just as you said, I'm going to look in the fridge. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to slow down and I'm going to create something beautiful for my family.
No, I hear you. And I just think also with that, it's about taking care of ourselves, right? It's about, one of the things that I learned not too long ago is that no is a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And, being a mom, especially a single mom, we're always going and doing, and we're trying to do for everybody. And then I think just us as by nature, we're kind of caregivers. And so we're always sort of putting ourselves out there. And so as you get older, you start to just get exhausted from it all.
Yeah.
And
it's easy to do.
It is. And so through that, I learned that I don't have to be all
things to everyone.
Do it all, take care of everybody, cook for everybody, always say yes. And that's sort of like the biggest thing that I think in my lifetime is learning how to just say no. But what that does is it's not about being rude or anything, but it's about taking better care of myself.
Well, but we're close, and I think you're okay with sharing this. You also went through a season in your life losing your husband, and how just the lead up to that, and how I've noticed as your friend, you've had this shift in my self-care is so important. Are you okay to share that? Or
absolutely. Yeah. And I think that my personality has changed. Before, I was sort of like sure, of course I can do that. I can, no problem. And so I was always putting myself second. Right?
It's so easy to do.
Right. My husband got sick. He got a terminal illness. Then I became his caregiver. And that was literally 24/7. And it was hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. To know that you're working round the clock to care for another person that you love so much, knowing at the end of the road, because it's a terminal illness, you're not saving him. You're just providing a care to get him to the finish line, essentially, which is so incredibly hard. And I did that for 7 years. But at the end,
7 years, girl,
he passed away. There was obviously it was a transitional time. It was a lot of grieving. It was my boys. It was all the things. But now that we're sort of, 3 years out of that, I'm resilient. I survived. I'm flourishing. I'm grateful. It's about me. It's about taking care of me, and which I've never really have ever done.
And that you're okay.
Right. So it's almost like the phoenix that has risen from the ashes. It's really learning a lot about myself, learning how strong I am, what I can do.
Yeah.
And taking care of myself, and, no is a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence, man. That's my takeaway today. It's funny. I remember Gigi, again, being a single parent, right? And I remember her being little, just going, no means no, mama. And I'd be like, listen, you little, come here. I wasn't a total hippie parent. I was definitely stern, but I allowed that relationship to occur.
Yeah.
And it's that whole no means no. And I learned a lot of that from my daughter. Yeah.
Well, Gigi's a very strong, independent woman because of you. I mean, you raised her in a way that she's amazing.
Yeah, let them be themselves.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What a path for like, hey, come on over. Let's have a strata.
And let's day drink.
And let's day drink. Yeah, it is day drinking. And hallelujah. And you know what? Why not?
So wait,
absolutely, why not?
I didn't even ask you. So back to the strata, like
strata.
You cook it what? It's like $325, $350.
Oh.
And so, did you forget about it? It's something else.
Oh, let me peek.
Do you have a timer?
Let me peek. No. So I thought you made me nervous. So strata depends on your oven. Totally depends on your oven. I have a convection. My oven runs really, really freaking hot, but I would say 350 with a low fan for about 20 to 30 minutes. If you have a 6 to 7 inch pan, 20 minutes max. If you have a 9 to 10 inch pan, 20 to 30 minutes. Again, depends on your oven, but I have the air going and I've got 350, and it's going to be perfect, right? You can also put a little stick in the middle, right? It's that whole like baking theory, like, or you could also put a freaking little thermometer in and make sure it's 165 degrees if you're being a real freak about
are you a freak? Do you use like a thermometer? Are you one of those?
I do at the restaurant. Absolutely. And all my cooks, they have to temp food. But here at home, I mean, it's cooking. I know I can just,
you stick your finger in there.
But I do. I just pat the top because I can tell after all this time, right? But yeah.
So, it's interesting. My mom, my mother used to cook when I was little. She used to cook all the time. But she never used any measuring cups or anything like that. Everything was like the length. She would measure things like literally her finger, or how big is that? Oh, it's from here to here.
That's just so crazy to me.
Right? It's the same with cooking. She would never, everything was eyeballing.
Oh my gosh.
Everything.
My Aunt Rosalia and my Nona lived together. When I was little, I spent a lot of time there because I'm the last of 6 kids. So it was like, drop her off and then we'll go do our thing, right? So the last of the clan. But Ro, she measured everything, and I would watch her. I would just watch her oh, that looks painful. That looks difficult. I can't do that. And then it was my Nona who got me, and my dad who really got me cooking. Yeah. But the whole non-measurement thing, I hear this often. I'm so curious, with anybody listening, we'd love to hear that story. Send us an email, man. I want to hear the generational stories of especially not measuring.
Yeah.
Because that blows me away. How do you even do? I mean, I can eyeball things.
Yeah.
I'm all, what is that when you get, what is that word? I'm like,
oh, you're going to say the wrong word.
What is that word?
Don't say it. Don't say the word.
When you just can't talk anymore because your brain just went everywhere.
Verklempt.
Verklempt? Verklempt.
I think.
Okay, it's verklempt.
I don't
know. I'm verklempt over here. So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, here's to the holiday season, man.
So did you grow up having any traditional
oh my gosh, yes.
For Christmas? What was your Christmas Eve and then your Christmas dinner? your Christmas Day dinner thing? Were they different? Were they like, did your mom always like, you knew Christmas Eve, you're going to have this, and on Christmas Day, you're going to have this?
The only image I have in my head right now is Saturday Night Live. They just did a skit with the Italian comedian. What's his name? He's a New York Italian.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh, and he is so funny. And that's all I can think of is that whole skit he did with, people are coming through the door. They're coming in the door and like they're bringing food and it's a dinner party. And I'm looking at, what's that shit in my head? But I'm not telling them, right? I mean, I can't do his accent, but he's so funny about it. It's such just a funny image in my mind because if eggplant parmesan, right? Okay. First of all, it's Italian Americans, and then there's American Italians. There's New York Italians. There's West Coast.
Oh, wow.
They're all different. And it's very interesting from calling tomato sauce, right? Marinara, gravy,
right,
which was one side of our family, my mom's side. And then there's my dad's side, which were so correct and just like a little snooty about all the food and everything. So we would get this very like lackadaisical approach to food and then a very sophisticated approach to food. And at our table would be, first of all, my dad loves any kind of shellfish, and he would die for that.
Did you do like the 7 fishes?
No, we never did because my mom is a terrible cook. Oh my God, she can't believe she's not terrible. She's just not the best cook, and she'll even say this. But then there's my father's side, were just such beautiful, eloquent cooks. My grandfather was a chef, right? My Auntie Ro and my Aunt Mildred, just like the food they produce. But there would always have to be eggplant parmesan. There would have to be, big shells stuffed with ricotta and cream and the cheese, right? And then the sauce. And oh my gosh. And then there would be, my dad always had to have some kind of meat roast. And it would usually be like a pork loin. And he would sit there and painfully show me how to slice it open. So it would be this flat sheet, right? And then he would take roasted garlic and pecorino cheese because pecorino is saltier than Parmesan and he wanted more fat and he wanted more salt. He taught me this from an early age. And then just layer and prosciutto and all this stuff. And then he'd roll it up.
Wow.
And put string around it. And then he'd sear the heck out of it so it had this crust. And then he would slow roast it over greens, right? And then there, my mom, she'd be like, I've got the gravy on.
So that was her contribution.
That was her contribution.
I grew up with, we made tamales in our family. Yeah, it was a thing. Like Christmas Eve, like we would literally get up really early Christmas Eve morning and start the whole process. And my mom would make the pork shoulder, and it was a thing. But the funny thing about it is like we would start assembling all the tamales like, by noonish or so. Because they need, several hours to cook on the stove. But then we would all like invite like our boyfriends to come over and we gave them the shit job. They would have to spread like the worst possible job that you could do making tamales. That was their job. And that was like a test. Like whoever could like deal with that piece.
My dad did that
for another year
with the frying. That's so funny. I love that so much. Test them. All right. Well, let me check this frittata.
Okay, I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, are you all gluten free?
No. I mean, I try to be, but
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. That looks beautiful.
Look at that.
Wow.
Close that baby up.
Oh my God, Leah.
I mean, that's so beautiful. If we can get a shot of this, I'm sure the guys will. Yeah.
That's
my goodness.
Stunning.
Right? It's stunning. It's easy. And it's delicious. I don't want to cut into it right this second.
Right. So do you have to let it, set for a little bit before?
That's really good.
I know. I can.
No, you can actually, it's not like an egg souffle, like with, because you're concerned about air. And even a little, sometimes the strata, because the strata will rise, but it's going to kind of condense those proteins in the egg, right? They're going to condense back down. But with the bread and everything, this height is going to stay the same. So you could cut into it right now and it's not going to deflate at all. So I'm just going to give you a little slice and it'll cool down naturally on your plate, right? That's a good sound. I love that sound. It's got to be because I'm a kitchen elf. All right. Get that. It smells really freaking good. And we're going to post this. We're going to post this recipe too.
Look at that.
Right? I'm going to put this back over here.
So beautiful. I'm so excited about this.
I am too. I'm hungry. This is absolutely it. And it's, look at that. Look at the way it holds up. Look at how decadent, right? Yeah, bite. All those flavors. There's the spicy. There's the sweet.
There's that family member and that family member.
All right. So, well, what do you think?
Ugh.
A little hot. Thank you.
Oh my God. Leah, this is so good.
It's really hot.
Oh my God, it's hot and it's so good. Who would have thought? All the bits and pieces.
Eating on a podcast.
Oh,
This right here.
this is delicious. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to make this weekend.
You're going to make it this weekend.
But now I got to find some gluten-free focaccia.
You could also use paleo. You can use any bread. So, hey, thanks for coming over.
Thank you for inviting me anytime. Invite me anytime.
I will. But I feel like I'm going to head into this holiday season just a little bit more less anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you for our long friendship.
Oh, seriously.
I'm
Hey,
very grateful.
to those long friendships. And I also want to say that the holidays can bring out so much stress, and just be that good friend. If one of your friends freaks out on you and has a moment,
Absolutely.
just let them have that space, because I don't think we really ever know what's going on.
We don't.
Right?
We don't.
So sometimes it's okay to take a step back and allow for space.
Absolutely.
Because none of us are freaking perfect, especially during the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
That all right?
Cheers.
Here we go. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. And then Kwanzaa. All that and more. Hi, Poodle. You so want to get in this, don't you? Come on up. Can you come up here? All right. No food for you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Cheers. Oh, they call this stuff fast. There we go. That's a cut.
And this guy was like perfect timing.
Is
Yeah, so some branches falling in the backyard.
okay.
Can you please give a permit to take off?
Not right now. We're shooting a video.
Every meal shared is a conversation started. I want to thank our guest today, and I really want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. It means a lot to all of us. You can find us on Instagram at The Table with Leah, and anywhere you listen to your podcast. At the Table is produced by the very mighty Studio 215. Programming manager, Nate Marriott, our awesome studio manager, Brian Umali, and the gorgeous show producer, Miss Mari Fuentes. Thanks for being here.